So chapter 1 is going to be all about you. It's all about setting yourself up for success and being on the most solid footing possible that you can. So you're about to embark on a really serious, challenging journey. This is no joke. Even if it's just a small seat that you're running for, maybe it's an appointment that you're going after, maybe it's school board, maybe it's something a little bit bigger, city council, county supervisor. This campaign is going to try you. It's going to be tough. So you need to set yourself up for success. And the number one way you can do that is looking inward first. So I'm going to put on my life coach hat and try and give you the best advice that I can about getting on the most solid footing possible to get this campaign started. So over the years, I've talked to a lot of candidates. I've had a lot of candidates approach me for money, endorsements, volunteers, strategy advice, all sorts of stuff. And I think that I can divide those candidates up into two different camps. There's really the candidates that are on a solid foundation, and then candidates that are what I call hustling. So you can probably tell which one is the one you want to be. So let's talk about these candidates that I say are on a solid foundation. So I describe them as calm, cool, collected. Campaigns are inherently chaotic, extremely chaotic. But if the candidate can remain calm, cool, collected, it makes all of the difference. And when you think about it, when you're voting for somebody, you're not expecting them to walk into this easy situation, this easy setting. You know as a voter that what your elected officials are doing is tough and it's chaotic. So you're going to want somebody that's calm, cool, collected. Second is that they speak with conviction. People that are coming from a solid foundation and they're secure in their own boots, know where they're headed, then the things that come out of their mouth, they can say them with conviction. They're not second guessing themselves in their head all the time. They're not that scattered. They come from a more centered, grounded place. So these people speak with conviction, and that helps in all sorts of ways. We'll talk about that a lot throughout the course. The third thing here is that candidates that work from a solid foundation, they're learners. They're always wanting to know more. They look for ways to learn more about pieces of public policy that are going to come before them. They talk to constituents about their problems and they want to know more. They're not spewing out things about themselves. They're rather taking in information from the folks they're coming into contact with. And I'll contrast that in a second with what I call hustling candidates to really highlight the difference there. And the fourth thing is that candidates that are working from a solid foundation, they're kind. When your mind isn't a mess, it frees up a lot of capacity to think about how you can be a kind, compassionate, sweet person to the people around you. I think most people that come across as jerks, they don't want to come across as jerks. They're just stressed out. They haven't taken the time to organize things in their mind, organize their life, take care of their bodies, take care of their minds, and be able to free up that capacity in their minds and their hearts to just be sweet to the people around them. But people that are working from a solid foundation, they have done that, and they're kind, and it shows. So let's contrast that with what I call hustlers, or people that are just hustling. So first of all, they're scattered. Contrasting with people that are calm, cool, collected, these people are scattered. They walk into a meeting, they're late, always late. They don't quite know the purpose of the meeting, the crux of the meeting, and they'll tend to speak out of turn or say something that was already covered. They're a hot mess. They're all over the place. Second, they're non-committal. So whereas people that are a solid foundation, they say something with conviction and they mean it. People that are hustling, they're non-committal because everything's so scattered in their own mind and they don't know what's 2 hours ahead of them, what's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months ahead of them, because they're so disorganized that they don't want to commit to anything. So the things that come out of their mouth sound very politician-y, very wish-washy, all over the place. Third is that they're not learners. They simply can't handle any more information. Like I said, they're a hot mess up in here. Their mind is crazy. So they're not in a place to be able to learn from people And you know what? When you're trying to get votes from people, one of the things that they're really going to pick up on, whether they're doing it consciously or subconsciously, one of the things they're going to pick up on is, are you listening to them? Have you heard them? And not just the sound went into your ears, but have you really, truly heard them, like as a person? And when you're hustling like that, you just can't. You're too all over the place. And fourth, you're fake nice. I mean, we've all come across fake nice. It's stupid. Everybody hates it. And when you're a mess, I've done it at like messier points in my life when I'm not as grounded and know where I'm coming from and where I'm going. And you definitely don't want to be doing that when you run for office. But I've seen it. I've seen all of this stuff a lot, and it really, really separates the quality candidates from the others. So those are just some things to keep in mind as we progress through chapter 1. So chapter 1 is going to be all about how to be this person coming from a solid foundation. Obviously, that's what we want. So the rest of this chapter is going to be dedicated to that. So we'll dive right into lesson 1, where we talk about purpose. So do you feel like this campaign and running for office is your purpose? I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, well, yeah, I want to do it, but oh my God, is my purpose? Like, is it my purpose in life? Well, we're going to do a little exercise so you can see that I think it is. Lesson 2, we're going to jump into the mind, and really that's all about organization. It's about organizing your house, organizing your schedule, organizing everything in your mind so that you can be as most effective, calm, cool, collected as you can. But then we also talk a lot about like actually exercising the mind, just like you would a bicep. Exercising the mind to be coming from its most powerful place as well. Lesson 3, we'll talk about body. We got mind, we got body. Lesson 4, you guessed it, soul. So lesson 3, body, we're gonna talk all about exercise and nutrition. I'm not gonna go crazy on you guys. Like, look, I get it. You signed up for a campaign course. You're like, oh, there's all this fluffy duffy stuff, mind, body, soul. But hey, it's important. So I'm not gonna dwell on it, but I'm gonna talk about like my best tips for exercise, how to fit it in because you're gonna be super busy, and also my tips for nutrition about how to eat in a way that requires little mental power to stay on top of, but is really good for you. In lesson 4, talk about your soul, like how to feed your soul and do that on a daily basis, and how it will really invigorate your campaign. And then lesson 5, we're going to tie all this stuff together and talk about outward projection. So obviously you're going to be out on the campaign trail, you're going to be talking to lots of folks, and so how are you projecting your personality and your thoughts, your campaign message? How is this being put out into the world? How are people receiving the things that you're saying? Is it we'll talk about your image, how you sound, how you act. We'll talk about all that stuff, how you show up in the world each day. So looking forward to getting started here. We'll jump into lesson 1 of chapter 1 just in a moment.